WorldDenver, ladies and gentlemen, is the 2021 Council of the Year, I'm proud to say. WorldDenver very recently acquired the Center for Teaching International Relations, which administers the World Affairs Challenge. This is a K-12 international education and membership program, which is exactly where we need to be investing. And John Krieger and his team pulled that off. I think it was through some prior work with Ambassador Stevens exchange project. Am I right? You'll tell us about it anyway, John. They are tremendous collaborators with the other Colorado councils and in the Western region and really with the national network as a whole. And you are blessed with geography in so many ways, as you know, the beauty of it, but also because that is where so many people in Washington want to go that I speak to, and to have your leadership and your team receive the speaker grant programs and the visitor exchange programs that you do with Global Ties is huge for both organizations. And last but not least, I just want to highlight that you, going back to what I first said about the acquisition, you also reestablished the Young Professionals Program, without which there is no future for World Affairs Councils of America or World Affairs Councils anywhere. So I just want to also add one final personal note before presenting John with his Council of the Year award. The 2019 was an interesting year for WorldDenver. They had 4 executive directors. Karen DiBartolome, the founder, who served on this national board extremely well and built that organization after taking it from the International Institute for Education, Rocky Mountain chapter, into a World Affairs Council. And then, unfortunately, her successor had a family health issue. I met Tiffany on my way to visit with Karen Burghardt to talk about stationing our national board meeting in Colorado Springs, and I was very excited for her coming leadership, and then it ended. They had an interim board member lead the council, and they found John. John has seen 6 out of 7 staff leave, but he's also managed to build his staff in this pandemic period to 10. This is a council that is crucial to the national network, and his leadership and his team have put everything together to make it stronger than ever. John, you deserve this, the 2021 Council of the Year Award for WorldDenver.
Someone at my table just asked, do you have anything prepared? And I said the words that we all love to hear from our speakers. I said, nah, I'm just going to wing it. But the one thing I know that I need to do, the most important thing that I can do up here, I don't want to quibble with you, Bill, but I don't deserve this one bit. Our team deserves this. This award, this is an honor for the WorldDenver staff that's represented here tonight by our Director of Communications and Development, Lauren Ozga. And you hear that through line from Charlotte to Denver with Lauren Ozga, and our Membership and Events Coordinator, Talia Reynolds. So let's give them a round of applause. And then also the WorldDenver board, which is represented here tonight by Ambassador Catherine Eber-Gray. Let's give Ambassador a round of applause. You know I'm a World Affairs Council director now because I know how to solicit applause. But I came to this conference 2 years ago. It was 3 days after I was hired at WorldDenver. I was dumbstruck, emphasis on the dumb. I spent about maybe 2 total hours at the conference and the rest of the time in my room scared. But immediately after that, I went back to Denver. I figured out how to turn on my computer. I met my staff, and then COVID hit. We had a crisis meeting that I think most everyone in this room is familiar with back in March of 2020, and the board together, the staff, we're starting to talk about this new reality, this COVID. And someone very smart in the room said, John, COVID, this thing could last for 18 months. And me, not very smart, responded and said, if COVID lasts for 18 months, WorldDenver, we're an international affairs organization. We're built on live events and community engagement. If it lasts for 18 months, it's just going to turn into me in my basement in pajamas, sending out newsletters and rants and raves about the world. And, nobody wants that at all. But here we are. It's 18 months. It's more than 18 months later. And we're all still here. We're all still here. So a round of applause for that. And one of the most important benefits, probably the most important benefit of being part of a network like the World Affairs Councils of America is that shared experience. There's nothing that we do, not a single thing that we do alone. We go through it all together. And what we've gone through together over the last year and a half to 2 years has been challenging and difficult. It's been strange and scary. And yet we went through it all together. So while I absolutely appreciate this honor on behalf of WorldDenver, and I appreciate Bill and the World Affairs Councils of America giving us this honor, it's something that we've all been through. There's nothing we've been through at Denver that we didn't all go through together. So if you're an organization that made those difficult decisions, that made that hard pivot, that looked at your model, that said, we get people together, we get communities together in a room and we talk about the issues that matter to the world, and we can't do that right now, so how do we still keep that going? If you had those tough moments and you came through it, you deserve this honor as much as us. If you're an organization that had to figure out, if you're a director, if you're a staff member who had to figure out how to run a World Affairs Council while you're also running a daycare, while you're also trying to be a public health expert, while you're trying to also be a trauma counselor, you deserve this award as much as us as well. If you're an organization that took on the very difficult and tough conversations around climate, around racial justice, around democracy, those very tough discussions that we all hosted, you deserve this honor as much as we do. And I'll stop there before this turns into a Jeff Foxworthy. But I'll say this last one, which is, if you're somebody in this room who sacrificed, who reduced your hours, or took on many, many more hours, which is probably more likely the case, if you're somebody who took a look at a really difficult and scary budget sheet, or if you're somebody in this room, a board member, a supporter, frankly wrote a check much bigger than you ever thought you'd be able to do in the last year and a half, you deserve to be recognized as well. What we do as World Affairs Councils is so critically important, and it will become even more important as we move forward, as we work our way out of this global pandemic. To host these conversations, to have these discussions, and to facilitate connection between our communities and the rest of the world, it's the single most important thing we can all be doing. I salute you all. I share this award with all of you, and I thank you so much.